Unlike my previous video, where I focused on the content that other creators make, in this video I plan to discuss something that I'm actually qualified to talk about: how I make my videos. As I talked about last time, my videos come in two distinct flavors: the simpler Khan Academy style, which tend to revolve around me recording my digitalized handwriting, and the much more complicated animation style, which take forever to make, but I think turn out pretty cool. Let's start with the Khan Academy style videos. Since they tend to revolve around my digitalized handwriting, the first thing I bought to create these videos is a tablet to write upon. This is the one that I bought, which was significantly cheaper when I bought it, and is definitely overkill for this use case. This specific tablet is made more for artists, as it's able to track things like the pressure you put on the stylus, and create a thickness and darkness of the line accordingly. It's cool and all, but unless you're creating art, it's definitely more than you need. It also has wireless capabilities, a feature that I never use, and is quite a bit larger than a standard piece of paper, which again is overkill for my purposes. Some features that I do appreciate are the programmable buttons on the stylus. I use one of them to undo my most recent pen stroke, so I don't have to switch from freehand to eraser mode every time I make a mistake. I've programmed the other button to allow me to scroll, so I can easily move from page to page in my notes while I write on them. I don't know for certain, but I suspect these are features you could find in a much cheaper tablet. Once you get your hardware figured out, it's time to decide what kind of software you want to use. Your tablet allows you to write on your screen, but you need some software to facilitate doing so. There's lots of programs out there, some free and some paid, but the one I use is called Skim. If you go to their website, you can download the latest version for free. Note that Skim is a program that's built for Macs. I'm sure there's something similar for PCs, but I don't use a PC. What I like about Skim is that it's built to write on PDFs. So before I start recording my videos, I create whatever document I want to write on, typically in Word or Excel. For example, if I want to post midterm solutions, I just take my midterm, which I create in Word, and then save it as a PDF. Then I can open up Skim, find that PDF, and now I can write all over this thing however I want. If I want to scroll down to the bottom page, I can just hold this button and scroll accordingly. Now I can make my solutions for my students, adding in my own narration wherever I want. And if I accidentally make a mistake, I can use this other button to undo the most recent keystroke and easily fix things. All I have to do is make a mental note to myself to cut out that part of the video in the editor. I'm now able to write on my screen, but I still need to be able to capture that writing in the form of a recording. After that, all that's left to do is edit the final product. Conveniently, a single program called Screenflow accomplishes both of these goals on a Mac. And while I've never used it, I think Camtasia is similar software available for PCs. Unfortunately, this program's not free. It looks like it's currently $170 for the license. The good news is that their free preview is pretty decent. If I remember right, it activates most of the features and just leaves a little watermark on the top of your videos. To their credit, this software is pretty intuitive to learn, especially considering how powerful it is, and they provide you with a huge library of written and video tutorials, so I won't try to teach you how to use this software in a short video. However, you might find it useful to see a quick preview of how the software works. So I'll demonstrate that in the next video. But for this video, we're kind of done, because remember, the goal was just to get comfortable with the hardware and software needed to make videos. And once we understand Screenflow, we'll be ready to get started. And you might be like, yeah, but this was all just to create the Khan Academy style videos, right? What about the animated ones? Well, it turns out that the hardware and software necessary is identical. What's really cool is that as you learn the tricks necessary to fine-tune your Khan Academy style videos, you're automatically learning how to make the animated videos. It's really the same process. Instead of highlighting and zooming in on different parts of your handwriting, you move and zoom and rotate different objects. But as we'll see in the next video, the actions that accomplish these goals are very similar. You don't have to set out to create animated videos. You can just create the easier Khan Academy style and slowly add little features as you learn them. Before you know it, you'll have the ability to fully animate your videos if you choose to spend the time to do so. I'll demonstrate the very basics of how to do so in the next video.